Actually, what the fuck? What the fuck's this? Fucking Israeli soldier doing holding a pig fat? Where'd you get that?
Yeah, exactly.
You kill a pig?
Yeah.
I guess if you don't eat it, you're allowed to. But can you handle pork?
You're picking the articles we talk about.
You got no idea.
Oh, it's great.
Anyway, we're doing anti-Semitism now. Israeli evacuation orders cram Palestinians into shrinking humanitarian zone where food is scarce. Now,
does that guy have a gong? No, that's a saucepan. Sorry.
I'm telling you, that saucepan probably sounds better than alcohol.
I'm just gong-brained. Have a gong, sorry.
I think, what does this sound like to you, right? Evacuation orders cram Palestinians into shrinking humanitarian zone, but there's no food in there.
Yep.
What kind of zone would that be? What would we call that zone in like normal?
Probably like a graveyard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like a concentration camp.
Or like a desert or something. Like, I don't know what that... Definitely a concentration camp or a prison.
It's so fucking nuts that you call them evacuation orders into humanitarian zones and you're just like, you're cramming all these people in a place with no food. It's just...
Also, I love it. It says where food is scarce. Yeah. Like that is a natural like byproduct of the environment where it's like, oh, crops just don't grow very well in this area.
Sorry.
No, not that
It's just unfortunate. It's not like we've bombed all the fucking infrastructure.
Or we're stopping supply drops from fucking entering that area. Food's just scarce there.
Yeah, who knows?
It's really hard.
Just something that happens. Young girls screamed and elbowed each other in a crush of bodies in southern Gaza, trying desperately to reach the front of the food line. Men doled out rice and chicken as fast as they could. I love rice and chicken.
Rice and chicken's the fucking best.
Oh,
what are these guys?
The best combo. Yeah, what are these Palestinians complaining about? They got rice and chicken.
What, they're going to get fucking jacked.
I've been eating fucking rice and sardines like a refugee. They're living large. They should be thankful to the Israelis.
Yep, exactly.
Also, where do you even grow chickens?
Where do you
this place,
grow chickens?
The food's scarce here. You reckon they got factory farms in Gaza?
I don't.
Platefuls of the nourishment falling to the ground in the tumult. So, how do you reckon that's coming? They've got chickens dropping in?
Platefuls of the nourishment falling to the ground.
Oh, no. Sorry, it's falling because they're elbowing each other.
Yes,
so everyone's hungry. Nearby, boys waited to fill plastic containers with water, standing for hours among tents packed so tightly they nearly touched. I mean, it's just awful. I feel like I'm trying to make jokes here, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
But it's one of those things as well. It's like this has kind of been ongoing the entire time.
I think just kind of the wild part for me is that like this is going on forever, but like as Israel's just continuously expanding its military operations, continuously moving people, they are just getting funneled into like a camp of sorts, maybe you could say.
But what is the actual end goal here in terms of Israel must understand that eventually, if this continues, you're going to kill every person. Yeah, and they're fine with it.
I mean, it sounds like that's the plan.
Yeah, I mean, because there's nothing else. There's no other option. It's exactly what they want. It's fucking insane.
I also like how it's dressed up like an evacuation order to a humanitarian zone. It's just like
what's really frustrating about the whole this exact scenario is that I recently watched a doco just on what was it called, Mariupol in Russia, where
in Ukraine,
basically in Ukraine. Sorry, where exactly this situation is happening, except it's Russia doing it in Ukraine. And maybe I mean it's very similar. I don't know the exact death toll, but it could be that there's actually
more people have died in Ukraine.
More people have died
for longer. So.
Yeah, so it's very similar. But seeing the reaction from the world when Russia's doing it compared to when Israel's doing it is just fucking insane.
Yeah, we got that coming up as well.
Yeah,
but also I think like one of the big differences as well is that the international community is allowed to arm Ukraine to resist it. No, you can't get shit into Gaza.
Yeah,
they're making fucking missiles out of pipes that they dig out of the ground.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Crazy.
But it gets crazier. Oh yeah, this is just insane footage. Like aside from funneling people into these concentration camps, they're just like going about this is with this real like hatred of Muslims specifically. So they're blowing up mosques, and they got videos of them in there just like ripping up the Quran. And it's just like, is this book that offensive to you? Like, I don't really...
Yeah, but I don't understand why you can't... Like, they've blown up the whole mosque.
Yeah. And then they're also ripping
And then
up the book.
like, how did they not blow up every Quran in there? They're like, no, we gotta finish
I think
the
they go in
job.
first and then rip it up and then they blow up the mosque.
Ah, yeah.
It's just a
okay.
real fuck you.
No, you just said that in a funny way where you said
They
they
blow up
ripped
the
up the
mosque. And
Quran like as that was the worst bit.
What is that? Yeah. Look at them.
I mean, this looks so tame compared to everything
It's
else.
like they're
they just
exploding
did.
an entire mosque. I think it's a product of what we were talking about before. The fact that the West has had like air superiority forever.
Yeah.
So we see airstrikes as like more sanitized than anything else.
Yeah.
So if someone like beheads someone, you're like, oh, it's a horrible war crime. But if like a plane drops a bomb that destroys a whole building, kills hundreds of people, and then also some of them get beheaded from like the rubble falling on them,
Yeah.
that's more sanitized. That's less bad.
No, exactly.
And it affects me. I'm watching this. I'm just like, I can't believe they're ripping up the
exactly.
Quran.
And the fact that they're even reporting, like, obviously, it's bad. That shouldn't be doing that. But
Well, it's just wild. I mean, the reason it's important is because like these are Israeli soldiers filming themselves. They're like, look at this cool thing we did. But it's like really, really.
And Sunny Adrena said that proves ethnic cleansing to some degrees. No.
Yeah, I think it's like cultural genocide.
I mean, we already
It's the
know
stuff
they hate Muslims.
It's the stuff they say is happening in Xinjiang.
Yeah, exactly.
They were hiding hostages in the Qurans. Yeah, it was the terrorists that disguise themselves as books.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we had to bomb all the schools.
Could be a bomb.
Okay, why am I scrolling on Twitter?
Don't scroll on Twitter.
Fucking
Do not
imbecile.
do that. Weren't they dipping bullets in pig blood
Yeah.
too? You look that up.
Yeah, well, they were doing it in Ukraine.
Jamie, pull that up. Pig fat?
Well, pig fat was the one in Ukraine.
Pig fat sounds like, though, it might just be like
A lubricant.
A lubricant for the gun. Although probably.
Yeah. So it's
No,
like
yeah, they're just doing it.
so you do it to like.
Okay.
Okay.
What do
Thanks
they
for
think
that.
they are? Do they think they're vampires? Like, do they think they need silver bullets to kill Palestinians? It's like,
Yeah,
no,
Muslims don't die unless it's pork. That's why
Unless
why
it's-
do you think they don't eat pork? They're gonna
unless
die.
it's dipped in pig fat.
They did exactly the same thing as the start of the Ukraine war because a lot of Chechens were coming to fight. So like Ukrainians would post the stuff on social media of getting each bullet and dipping it in like pig lard because they were like, oh, that means you've ingested pork, which means you're going to hell.
But if you've been
If I
shot,
kill you.
if you've been shot, you're dead. Oh, so
No,
it's
you're
to
a
get
Muslim.
it's to get them to hell.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's like that's haram. You've eaten pig, technically.
I mean, the Palestinians could do that in reverse.
Actually,
Jewish
what the
people.
fuck? What the fuck's this fucking Israeli soldier doing holding a pig fat? Where'd you get that?
Yeah,
Did
exactly.
you kill a pig?
Yeah,
I guess if you don't eat it, you're allowed to. But can you handle pork?
they should do all of their invasions on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Hamas.
I think they have special guns where it's not actually a button.
Oh, they've got a loophole.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
The Iron Dome doesn't work on Sundays.
Yeah, exactly. You're all going to hell.
You're not allowed to turn
You
it
stopped that missile. You're going to hell.
on Saturday. That is so dumb. Shabbat is Friday, Saturday. Well, that's why we're saying Sunday because we're tricking Hamas because we don't actually want them to kill Israelis on Shabbat.
You cannot eat pork if you're Jewish. It's not kosher. Yeah, so how are they touching the pig fat? You're allowed to touch it, I guess.
So I think if we're getting on technicalities, like if you get shot by pig fat, that means you ate it. Surely he's touching the pig fat. He can't wash like every single part of that thing off.
He's going to eat
He's
it.
going to end up ingesting some of it.
Also, if you get shot, that's not eating it. If you happen to shoot someone in the mouth,
Shoot him in the stomach.
the bullet slows down a bit and they go, yummy. Then I think that's you're going to hell.
You can shoot them in the stomach, but also it's not kosher to it's not kosher to murder people.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big point.
Yeah.
So it's so annoying. This always happens with multiple religions around the world and that they ignore something that just violates everything.
Yeah.
But then like, no, we'll stick to the little stuff because that's, we want
Easy.
something that we can still say we're following the rules. It's like,
Thou shalt not kill.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
You got any other exciting?
This is such a constant meme. It's so fucking painful. Is that like you get on Israeli Twitter, and once you like actually translate any of their posts, it's like so much worse than anything you could ever imagine. You were talking about before how you were like, what's their goal? Like, if this is happening, then surely you just kill everyone. And you just got people being like, yes, we're going to kill everyone.
Yes.
The last stages of survival. There is nothing left but drowning to escape killing, slaughtering, burning, and tearing apart.
And what is this footage of? Just migrants refugees on the beach.
Yeah. Well,
With beach music playing.
You're gonna die. Well, I think it's just exciting music because they're going to be able to redevelop this into like a sexy beachside resort.
They'll be able to play volleyball.
Yeah. There's so much of this.
Fucking horrible.
I don't click translate from Hebrew ever. I don't want to read this shit.
Well, because it's all that.
It's just well, it's not all of it. I'm sure you can write normal stuff in Hebrew. but like a lot of the Zionist accounts writing stuff,
Difflia Gray, I can't read your full name, said real estate developers were literally trying to sell the land. Yeah, I think we saw
we went through that on a previous stream. Crazy.
Fucking insane.
Yeah. We got much better news here. This is fucking crazy. No thanks. So Yahya Sinwar, who we went through before, he's a new leader of Hamas after Israel assassinated the previous guy in Iran.
And a streamer.
And he's a streamer. He's a streamer. He was live streaming because he's hiding from Israel while he's like coordinating Hamas. And he was live streaming. He was like, I'm going to go to these and these businesses and film myself during the day. And I'll be live for exactly like 1 hour and 36 minutes. And if you can kill me in that time, then you win. And I'm going to walk on all the way home from there. And they didn't get him. And he got so many more subs. It was crazy.
He was doing a subathon.
Yeah, he was doing a subathon until he died.
That's awesome. Richard Nixon said, have you seen the video of the soldiers tossing bodies around on the beach with a digger thing? Yeah. I don't want to see that video.
Also, we're going to get suspensioned or whatever. What do they do on this? I don't know.
They shoot you on Twitter. They draw instruments.
Yeah, but there's new news.
Yes.
I'm assuming from Israeli intelligence that's been briefing media on this, but Hamas chief Yahya Sinwar hides in plain sight dressed as a woman to dodge capture. Now, he definitely wasn't dressed as a woman during that live stream, but maybe this is a new thing he's developed.
Yeah. He might have seen the Algerian box.
Yes, he's like, I can be a Mani Khalifa as well.
I can do it. But wait, so are they saying this to justify killing women?
Well, I mean, I think that's probably part of it, yeah. You know, because they're like, whenever they talk about they're bombing schools and they're just like, oh, Hamas is like disguising itself. This is hiding in schools. It's like, or like one of them was the intercepted like Hamas communications that they had. And they're talking about, yes, we are transporting the bombs in a pram and an ambulance. And it's just like, yeah, of course, they're putting this shit out. So then when they do end up disproportionately killing women and children or like hospitals and stuff, they're just like, well, obviously, you know that they disguise themselves. The leader is trans.
We're feeding children bombs. So inside every child is actually a bomb.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Hamas does.
That's why the explosion was bigger than it should have been when we blew up that school.
Because there was already an accelerant inside the child.
Inside the
that
child.
Hamas put there.
So they want an excuse to kill women. I'm just surprised he wasn't dressed. He's actually 3 kids in a trench coat.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like, Hamas is actually all children.
Yahya Sinwar is actually a shapeshifter, and he takes the form of old women.
Old women. Children. Oh,
Yahya.
That's the Greek word for grandma. He is Grandma Sinwar.
He's Baba.
He's got dressed up as a Yahya.
He's a grandma.
He's Yahya Sinwar. Mr. Sinwar, the mastermind behind the October 7th attacks.
Here is a picture of a woman in case you didn't know what one looked like.
Too much belly fat? Drink this every morning. Doctor reveals. I just find it's just so sad.
People said that's him.
That's Yahya Sinwar. What is he drinking?
Perfect disguise.
I love these ads. It's just so sad to think like you're struggling with weight loss. You'd like to lose weight. And you see this article and you're like, finally, a doctor has revealed this. Like, forget about all the research that's been done up to now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway, Yahya Sinwar.
This is a Hassan raid or not an official
they're just
raid?
coming.
They're coming.
Hassan's done.
Sorry, keep going saying what you're saying. So
Israeli found himself squarely in Israel's crosshairs even before taking over as the head of Hamas political wing after Ismail Haniyeh's assassination in Tehran earlier this month.
I want to see the proof that he's dressed as a woman. I want to see the photo.
This one demanded a clause guaranteeing his protection from Israeli vendors. I mean, that's not going to happen.
Yep.
They kill everyone. Sinwar emphasized that the security of his life and well-being must be ensured. An Egyptian, that's kind of the funny thing is as well, because like Israel's ostensibly doing peace talks, right? We want to talk about it, but then he's just like constantly just killing the different leaders of Hamas.
Yeah.
So it's just like, who are you actually negotiating with? It's so funny. It's just like obviously negotiations aren't going to work if you keep killing the people you're negotiating with. Israeli forces nearly succeeded in seizing him during an operation only minutes too late after installing what they believe was his hiding place in a Gaza tunnel network.
We were close.
I want to see the tunnel. We've heard a lot about tunnels. I've never really seen proper.
I'm sure you've seen. You just know what a tunnel is.
No, but I want to see their tunnel. The
Their
Hamas
tunnel.
tunnels.
Well, they blew
They've
it
been in
up.
there for like almost a year now.
Yeah.
I
Sure
remember they had one tunnel, but then they didn't show us the entrance to it, and the place where they claim there was an entrance like doesn't line up with Google Maps. It was a weird thing. They showed us one tunnel.
One tunnel.
And what they got rid of fucking who's that Sacha Baron Cohen looking guy who does the like, this is our terrorist.
Oh, he was great.
Terrorist calendar. This is a terrorist pacifier.
That was just Sacha
It
Baron
was
Cohen.
so funny. It was hilarious.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Palestine. Franks.
I don't know. I think this is the one thing he's serious about. He'll make fun of fucking Kazakhstan. He's being backwards and all these different things. But like, he's not going to.
He's not going to touch this. Yeah.
He loves it.
In recent days, the 61-year-old man has seemingly vanished into the hustle of displaced locals in Gaza. Why didn't they? What I don't understand is they're so used to just bombing markets. Why did they let him vanish if they knew where he was? Surely
Israel doesn't kill civilians. It's just coincidental that all these Hamas people keep dressing up as civilians.
Yes, exactly.
30,000, 40,000 of them. They're running out of civilian clothes in Gaza. Everyone has to wear military clothes now.
I just really want to see that. Where do they say he dressed as a woman?
So now we're looking for him using technology and human intelligence. But wait, what do you mean you're looking for him? You're doing peace negotiations with him. Ideally, you'll be meeting him. That's how this shit works.
There's no mention of him dressing up as a woman. Such a woman.
This is what I do on every single webpage. Whenever I have an article,
is there a woman one of one?
If it doesn't pass the Bechdel test, then I'm not reading it. It doesn't even say woman, according to Israeli intelligence sources. Wait, this is just... Okay, so there's nothing. Okay, Israeli intelligence. So like, oh, by the way, he dresses like a little girl.
He dressed as a woman.
He's one of those adult babies. Yeah, Sinwa.
I was expecting some more proof. Something.
I don't know what you expect.
No, but I was expecting just the article, even if it was false, would write something.
Yeah.
About his
there's a very low bar. I remember when October 7th happened, Israel's like, oh, we've got the craziest footage of Hamas filming themselves doing these atrocities. We can't show you, but like, man,
trust us.
Man,
yeah.
It's crazy. Like, you won't believe how crazy. We'll show it to 2 other people.
Wizard Jim said, not how